Hi everyone, number one Marmaduke fan here. I'm going to try to fit in two comic reviews, and these both have a element of noir to them. Midnight Mystery, obviously a mystery, kind of has that old Sam Spade gumshoe, the spirit vibe to it. And The Chair has a lot of kind of the Frank Miller hard-boiled character in a hard world kind of horror vibe to it. So I'm going to start with Midnight Mystery, story and art by Bernie Gonzalez, letters by Wes Locher. And I love Bernie Gonzalez's style for this kind of story. It's just the perfect fit. It's a little, Batman the Animated Series-esque, but it's craggier than that. And so it kind of evokes that old school Art Deco vibe, while kind of maybe making it like the Batman Animated Series. Sometimes it was a little too pristine or a little too clean and unified. This gives it a little bit more grunge and edge to a world with a detective. So the detective is Ezekiel King, and what I like about it is, he starts out with the narration, because the narration is really important to a hard-boiled detective story, and I think I marked this because it's using limited colors, but it's using them well, so like red, yellow, blue, black, white, light skin tone, right? Like, I understand it, and they're kind of balanced well. So mostly blue, and then just little bits of red. For the mystery, what I really like is he's a gumshoe, right? So he's just walking around trying to investigate. He's trying to find the long-lost love child of this actor who played Count Karloff on TV. So he was like, he introduced horror movies. So it was kind of like a sort of almost a joke role, but he built a huge cult following as this sort of local celebrity. So that was kind of, it felt like really realistic. Like, it wasn't the biggest actor who ever existed. It was like a little local TV actor who found success and found his niche in the acting world. I like the mystery that it's kind of the opposite of a Scooby-Doo mystery. Every Scooby-Doo mystery is they encounter something mysterious, like a ghoul, and then they kind of they get chased around and cartoon antics ensue, and they find out that the ghoul was really Mr. Abzer, the elementary school teacher who wanted to scare the kids away from the school so he could dig up the treasure, right? So in Scooby-Doo, it's always about them finding out that there's a real-life explanation for the gothic elements. This, it's just kind of like a straightforward, like, okay, I gotta find the guy's kid, and it's slightly creepy, but there's no hint of any kind of like evil going on, except in his opening narration. He talks about all of these false beliefs that we just have because they're neat little factoids, but the factoids aren't actually correct, and he records his false notions. He records what he's learned so that he can kind of learn to check his assumptions about things, and he believes he's seen ghosts before. So you think, okay, well, where are the ghosts going to show up? And then there's a twisteroo where there does seem to be an element of the supernatural that he has to investigate. I really like just this silent panel of him just walking around, like looking up birth records, trying to find the kid, and finally getting him. I like that the narration is balanced between quiet times and then when Count Karloff is being kind of a ham-fisted, creepy TV guy, then he does like the beautiful purple prose. The Hangman's Daughter, featuring the Madame of Murder, Mindy Masters, on the next episode of Midnight Theater, hosted by yours truly, Count Karloff. Right? That's the beauty of hard-boiled detective stories, is that great, purple prose. I like the kid that he finds. He just seems to be like an upstanding, kind of like good kid who wants to make his own way. So really good characters. What's this rated? Is this rated teen? This was so innocent. Like, this is a teen book I'd give to a little kid. I didn't see, maybe they'd be a little scared by the creepy Count Karloff, but nothing offensive whatsoever. I will definitely get future issues. I would love if Midnight Mystery, I would love if Bernie Gonzalez, if they could get him on a Samurai Jack book. I'd love if they could get him on a Batman book, and I'm happy that he clearly, this is a love letter to Will Eisner, just his character. I don't know who this artist is he's paying homage to. There's some famous movie poster artist who's famous for these like abstract hands, and I tried to find it and I couldn't figure out who that was. So if you know who I'm talking about, the movie poster artist who's famous for like the geometric hands on movie posters, help me out, because I want to remember that guy's name. The Chair. This really struck me because Peter Simeti is involved in it heavily. So Peter Simeti is the writer, the inker, the letterer, and he did the cover colors. Kevin Christensen did the pencils and the cover. So I guess I'm a little interested to know what their penciler-inker relationship is, because I can kind of see how Like the penciler, just defines the composition, may just define like the characters' looks and their expressions and everything. It depends on how finished the pencils are. Like, is it just breakdowns or is it more polished pencils? The inks are almost like charcoal. Maybe it's digital, but if it's digital, it's evoking the idea of charcoal, and that it's kind of grungy, soft, textured, rather than hatching. So it's shading via pressure rather than shading by lines of solid black next to each other, creating the illusion of gray, which gives it a really dense look throughout, and the dense tone fits with the dark story. The reason I think of Frank Miller is that Frank Miller also had these shocking black and white books, Sin City, with Marv and kind of hard-boiled dialogue that's just great purple prose, and evil, sinful, monstrous people of Sin City, and poor Marv trying to get justice for Goldie. Right, so that's the template I had in my mind for the chair. I think that Peter Simeti does a good job writing the hard-boiled dialogue side of things. I just thought it was a little heavy on the dialogue for portions. So if Midnight Mystery did a good job of kind of like taking a break and give me like, a page where I can breathe. Actually, the chair does give me some pages where I can breathe. So good job, Peter Simeti. I just thought there were a few little dialogue-heavy sequences. And this is so 2006, like the Iraq War, Islamic terrorism, prisoners' rights. This is the most 2006 thing ever. But I think it holds up. So what helps it is that the prisoner, says he's falsely accused. He says that he had an argument with his boss, and then his boss's kid was murdered, and he was just simply arrested for that, and he couldn't prove his innocence. But he claims he's innocent. He seems to act like an innocent man. He thinks like an innocent man. And there's something odd about this prison in that they seem to torture the prisoners ridiculously. So why are they doing that? And he even kind of calls attention to how strange this is. What I like about this is I can imagine like Sin City sitting on Peter Simeti's book while he's writing and inking this, but it does get its own distinct flair from Sin City. So I think the brilliance of Sin City are its black and white compositions that are just shocking. Like there may be like a handful of great artists in all of art history who've had that good an understanding of shape and composition and dynamism. And then not only did Frank Miller capture that level of thing, he did it across from book to book to book to book. He did thousands upon thousands of pages of art like that, when most artists paint like maybe 20 or 50 paintings like that in their lifetime. That's what's shocking and amazing about Sin City. This is doing a story kind of in a similar hard-boiled genre to Sin City, but it has its own, it's not aping the SimCity format exactly. It's giving it its own flair. I want to just pull up to a couple pages. This guy in the bars, so I like this bit where they put his sort of insane ramblings along the horizontal bars, and then it kind of gets askew, and then we zoom in on him with the upside-down cross and the scars on his face. So that's a moment of rest, where it's kind of honing in on something important. It's saying, it's literally telling us, using space, this is important, you need to pay attention. So I'm expecting that this guy's going to return later and do something significant. I even like that they made the ads black and white to kind of retain the feel of everything. And after he kind of like, something bad happens, and then they just have this quiet panel from overhead with the lights coming down on him surrounded by black. And I love that. This book needed kind of like moments of rest, moments to pause and take everything in, and then events occur, and the setup occurs where we're going to meet the warden, and the warden seems like a very dangerous character indeed. Let me think about it. I enjoyed both books. I love both books enough that I'm going to seek out and try to buy all the rest of the issues in both series. What Peter Simeti, I think, is doing a good job here is he's paying homage to something, and he's clearly taking inspiration from something, but he's not just ripping that off and doing the chair Sin City. He's doing his thing in a similar genre, like a similar basket, but with his flair to it. And I'm really impressed. I've been reading so many books from Alternative Comics. I've always admired Peter Simeti for doing such a professional job running it. He's edited a bunch of these books, and now I have an appreciation for him as an artist, kind of a charcoal drawing, grungy-esque dense, layered, textured take on the sort of tragic prisoner who says he's innocent kind of story. And Midnight Mystery, just a perfect comic. I would pay $3 for Midnight Mystery and still feel happy. Come on, Marvel. Come on, DC. Get down to the $3 range. Get down to the $2 range. But $1.50 for Midnight Mystery. Get you some Midnight Mystery. That's it. I'm #1 Marmaduke fan. I love you guys. If you like this video, like, comment, subscribe. Click the bell to receive notifications. Make sure you're still subscribed to beat the evil YouTube Google overlords. And then check out my Subscribestar, the better alternative to Patreon. Hey, even if you don't want to subscribe to me on Subscribestar, just click the link I put in the description with my referral link in it and sign up. You don't have to pay anybody yet. You don't have to be anybody's subscriber yet. Just use my referral link when you sign up, because if you decide to come back later and use Subscribestar because of all the people who've come to Subscribestar, then Subscribestar will support this channel because I referred you. It won't cost you anything. You don't have to sign up for anybody. Just use my referral link and sign up for Subscribestar. I love my subscribers. I love my super chat donators. I love you guys, and I will catch you later.